Good morning, viewers. This is Inside Agwa Weekend Digest, and today we'll be talking an interesting topic, which more or less seems like a question. The topic is Agwa an Oye clan? That is the topic of the day, and with me in the studio are Mr. Olu Imo. Olu Imo is a community liaison officer of Omumbo, one of the host community of the Oye company in Agwa clan. He's also a trade journalist and a publisher of Olu Media. He also doubled as a reporter of Statesman newspaper in Imo State. Olimo, you are welcome.
Yeah, thank you, my brother.
I also have another person in the, Mr. Obinna, a trained environmentalist with a MSc whole degree. He's a tech savvy person. Mr. Obinna, you are welcome. Mr. Obinna, if you are there, say hi to our viewers.
Oh, hi. I'm here.
Thank you. We'll still have another guest in the studio, Mr. Chukwudi Mela. Is currently a student of chemical engineering at the Federal University of Technology, Owerri. That's Futo. Mela Chukwudi, you are welcome.
Good morning, or good morning. I can hear you.
You are welcome. Currently, Agwa is a clan, just like you know, and one of the biggest clan in Imo State. Is also an Oye clan. Not that Agwa is an Oye clan. I can say that Agwa is a double Oye clan because of membership of Uguta and Izombe. But now Agwa is Oye landed on its own with the Sterling Global. And today it's interesting to know the activities of these oil companies in Agwa or vis-a-vis Zombe, but our constitution today is Sterling Global resident in Agwa, and that comes in mind with our topic. So just stay tuned and be part of the program. If you are there, Mr. Olu Imo, you'll be taking the first question.
I'm with you.
I would want you to. Yes, going by your CV and your position, I would want you to set us the background of Sterling Global Resources, the activities in Agwa as a clan, because we will understand by your position that you are the community liaison officer representing Omumbo as a autonomous community. Could you please tell us what you know about Sterling, maybe when they started exploring oil in Agwa? Maybe we'll take it from there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Prince Madubachukwu Francis, popularly known as Olu Imo. When we talk about Sterling Global, is an India-owned company that discovered oil in the three host community known as Umufeke and Omokbo and Mbala in 2006, and they started their exploration in 2007. That's their first drilling. But there is something we need to also talk about. You are talking about Agwa clan, but the question is that is Agwa clan captured as like a zombie, as an only producing clan? There is a politics that was introduced which left Agwa entirely out from the oil politics, capture only the minor three host communities in Agwa, Umofeke, Omombo, and Mbala. Are you following?
Hello? Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
So
Go on.
that's the point. They started drilling in 2007 and 2008 when one of their staff, a white man, was kidnapped. They left Agwa to Kwali, and they returned in 2016, 2017 when they embarked on a full drilling, full operation. And I can tell you, they started trunking their oil. They started their production in 2017 to date through trunking. But the fact remains that in a map, in oil producing map in the state, Agua is not fully captured. You can see Starley in their map, they say oil in Imo State. That gives some of these people from outsiders a privilege to occupy some sensitive position belongs to the communities, the host communities. Are you following?
Yes,
So
I'm with
when
you.
we're talking about Pali Global, there is a lot of issues that we need to address. One, the question you raise is the agua and oil producing communities. That's the most genuine question that we need to answer. The answer me as a community liaison officer, but the way they are treating us and some of the position that belongs to the community that was ceded to outsiders means agua is not fully captured as oil producing communities. Two,
Okay.
now is NLPC recognize agua as the oil producing communities. If you can take a look or take an inspection to the site, you find out that the almost oil producing are being trunked, not piped, are being trunked. That means an illegal trunking. So how do our quotas read in an NPC statistics?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Olime, for setting the background of our discussion today. Actually, that is a challenge, and I believe is why we are here this morning to discuss. Ideally, if Agua actually is a Agua actually is a clan, an oil clan that is it should be. Thank you for setting that historical background. We'll go to Mr. Mela. Mela, if you are there, let's see you. Unmute yourself. Yeah,
I can hear you.
today, yeah, you are one of the also oil landlord from Mbala, if I'm not mistaken. And
You are
as a
right.
student, we want you to tell us your understanding about Sterling Global Resources, the activities in our clan, and also just tell us what you think should be the ideal situation of an oil clan as is regard to Agua.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. Just like the first speaker have said, Agua is an oil clan. Yes, because if we should ask ourselves the fundamental question, what makes a clan or a community an oil producing clan or community? And I would like to quote what Agim defined an oil community to be. Agim in 1997 said that an oil community is a community in whose territory oil is discovered and where it is exploited. I don't know if you can hear me.
No, we are with you. Go on.
Okay. So, from what Agim defined
Go
an oil community
on,
to be, we
Mr.
can
Miller.
we can see that. Should I continue?
Continue. Go on. Go
Should
on
I
and make your point.
continue?
Go on
All,
and make your point.
all right. So what I'm saying is that from what Agim defined an oil community to be, like I said, he said that an oil community is a community in whose territory oil is discovered and where it is exploited. If you look at the two terms he used there, one, where oil is discovered, two, where it is being exploited, or as some people will say, explored. you can see that Agwa meets these two criteria. So judging from it, the answer is yes. Agwa is an oil producing community. Then, if we begin to go further, that is where we begin to look at some of the things that disqualify Agwa as an oil producing community. But as at now, my answer is yes. Agwa is an oil producing community. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mela. We are still talking on the question today in our studio inside Agwa online news. Is Agwa an oil clan? We still have some gentlemen in the studio. John Ode, if you are there, let us know that you are there.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. We are good to go.
Okay, Mr. Saviour Abiaziem, we've not seen your signal. Saviour Abiaziem. Okay. Saviour Abiaziem. Saviour Abiaziem, are you there? Okay. Let's move on to Mr. Obinna. From the responses of our two respondents, Mr. Olu Imo and Mela, Obinna, you are from your CV, we understand that you are a trainer of today. We want you to let us know if Agwa, from the impact factor, environmental impact factor of sterling activities, what do you think that Agwa is currently facing now?
All right. Thank you very much for that opportunity. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Fine. As a trained environmentalist, I believe Agwa practically should be an oil producing community. But unfortunately, as someone from Agwa, due to one or two things happening, it becomes difficult to really determine or tell if Agwa is an oil producing community. Just like Olu Imo said, whatever politics he was talking about, I don't know, but as an environmentalist, I'm sure, because the impact of what is the exploration and exploitation of oil, where it is happening, the impact goes round and it affects Agwa and even some other clans that are neighboring, that are neighbors. So Agwa, as an environmentalist, is an oil producing community. But it's so unfortunate that in practical, it is not what is seen. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Mayor, if you are there, could you take a question and ask ask Mr. Olu Imo?
Okay. Just give me a minute. Let me get up the question.
Okay, Mr. Olu Imo, are you there? Mr. Olu Imo, are you there?
I'm with you.
You raised silent points, and most of those silent points you raised, I have an opportunity to interview one of our former lawmaker and a leader in Uguta politics, Honorable Etebat Nnanna. He also alluded to what you said, which is being captured in a work I'm currently doing. I would want to say more about the politics. What are the nature of this politics that you think that is going on in the community that has affected benefiting from the produce of oil?
The
Did you
truth
get my
about the
question
matter is
clear?
only Agwa that is yes. Let me just go straight to the point. The truth about the matter that there is a politics in Agwa, and that is the politics that have been kept us to this level and backward in development concerning the impact of the oil companies in the community. Let me tell you, Agwa entirely are oil producing. The whole community is involved because one in terms of landlordship, we have transit landlords. The place means any rules the oil company applies in terms of their truck or their equipment is a transit landlord. Then when we're talking about the environmental assessment impact, it's not only Mofeke and Omopo that will suffer the environmental assessment impact. The hazards caused by this exploration, it's not only Mofeke and will be affected. The entire Agba people will be affected. But those things are not put into consideration when we are dealing with these oil companies. Can you hear me?
I'm with you. Go on.
Are you with me? So
Yes,
when we
go
are
on.
talking about hazard incurred by the exploration of this oil company, it's not only Mofek and Omopo that will suffer it. The entire Agba will be affected. And all these things are not put into consideration while dealing with oil companies. If you go to Ebeme, they have only transit landlords. They have pipeline landlords. And they have many landlords. But in only Agwa, we're talking about oil host community. That's what we are failing. Go to Izombe. That's why Izombe have a formation known as Disike. And that Disike is comprising the whole Izombe. But if you go to Izombe, it's only two communities that were involved that are only producing communities in Izombe. Only two villages. But they have to form that Disike so that people will be factored in the politics of oil in Izombe. That's why in Izombe today, when there is a scholarship,
It's like Olu Imo is having a network frustration, and I'm sure he's not done with his point. But I would like to take it back to Mr. Mela. Mela, if you are there, Mr. Mela, if you are there.
Okay, I can hear you, though the network is breaking.
Yes. Olu Imo network just went away. But from
Okay.
what from the line of his thought, I think he was making a point that the politics of or the oil politics has actually skimmed Agwa out of the main thing that they should have benefiting as a community. And yeah, now he's back. Olu Imo, if you are back, just conclude on your point.
So what I'm trying to say is that the politics of Oli Mbala, Umofeke, and Omopo is completely wrong. Agwa as a clan are the host clan and the host communities. Are you getting me? Because when we're talking about the environmental hazard caused by this exploration, Agba entirely will be affected. Are you getting the point?
Yes.
So all these things, and all the companies will be using our roads to bring their equipments to trunk some of their oils. So they should be considered as, some of these communities should be considered as a transit landlord, just as they did in Obokofia. Obokofia still is not doing anything in Obokofia, but just as they use Obokofia to trunk their oil. And Obokofia is taking, everyone is almost having the same share. If you come to employment, when they give to any community from Agwa, they also have their own share. But why there is no tip soup or in enable coffee.
Okay, Mr. Olime, we'll come
So
to
Agwa
you.
Clan
We'll
is
come back to you. Okay, Olimo, we'll come back to you on the issue of employment status of Agwa indigenes in Sterling Global Resources. But before we come to that, let's take the views of Mela on the benefits that is supposed to be accrued to the oil communities vis-a-vis Agwa. That is, in this situation, what you think that should be the benefits that's come as a result of the exploration of oil in Agwa, just as you've already defined and you've answered in affirmative that Agwa is an oil clan. Tell us the benefits that you think Sterling Global should be rendering to Agwa clan as an oil landlord.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. The benefits that Agwa is supposed to be getting from Sterling as an oil producing clan is clear and stated and equally backed by the law, equally backed by Nigerian constitution. What do I mean?
Okay.
Except from royalty, royalties could range from financial aids to employment. And then let me talk about the benefits that we're supposed to be getting from the area of the PIB, the Petroleum Industry Bill. You see, Honorable John, I think these people who believe they are politicians in Agua, these people who believe they are playing oil politics, I think they just sit and think that we are ignorant. But no, we are not. Looking at the Petroleum Industry Bill, this bill was proposed in the year 2000, and after going forth and to and fro, it took the Senate 21 years. The bill was passed in 2021. I think those of us who are into oil and gas study field or whatever, we all know of this bill. And this bill clearly states what an oil producing an oil company is supposed to be doing for oil hosting communities. Okay, if you go through the articles of the Petroleum Industry Bill, the PIB, I would like to quote the Article 10 and 11, because that is where we can hold this talent tomorrow or next if we decide to get things right. I think the bill clearly states that an oil producing company is supposed to be given about 3 to 5% if it is an upstream, and 2% if it is not upstream, to the host communities in cash. That is the expenditure for the previous year. After everything, they are supposed to give 2%. Since Agua is not upstream, they are supposed to be giving 2% of it to the host community, but they are not doing that. Then, looking at job opportunities for the host communities, because if you look at it, these people are taking our lands. We are predominantly peasant farmers. We are all Agua. We are all indigenous of Agua. We are peasant farmers. Our parents were peasant farmers, and that is what they used in training us. And looking at our land mass, you see that Agua is not really that large. These people are operating directly on our farmlands. They are not operating in forests. They are not operating in reserved areas. They are operating directly on the lands that were used to train us. And the little they can do is to offer us employment. It is not like we are begging, but they are not doing that. And when we raise the issue, some people feel like it is politics. Everything is politics. So without taking much time, I would say that Starlink as an oil company has failed woefully. And I don't know if their failure is from the people who are supposed to be representing us. But looking at what the PIB, the Petroleum Industry Bill, says, they have failed. And if they are meeting up to the expectations, and let it be that those who are representing us are the ones cornering the benefits of the community, I think I wouldn't like to say it, but I think that in the next few years they will have a lot of legal battles to do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your take. Um, we'll have Mr. Wisdom, Comrade Wisdom in the studio. Comrade Wisdom, if you are there, say hi to our guests. Okay, it seems that Comrade Wisdom is temporarily not available. But before we'll go to our next question, we'll like to also let our audience know, our viewers know that we are talking on a question. We are discussing a question: is Agwa really an oil company? And the people we have in the studio are Prince Olu Imo Madoba. He's the CEO of Omumpo in representing Omumpo in Sterling, and we'll have Mela, who is also an indigenous of Mbala. We'll have Obinna, a trained environmentalist from Obudi. We're supposed to have Mr. Saviour Abiaziem is also from Mbala, but due to technical hedges, we are not able to get his take on our today's program. Before we continue, we would like to go on a short break, and when we return, we'll take up the remaining questions. Thank you. Mr. Chima, if you are there, let's know that you are there.
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
Questions.
Sorry, Honorable John, can you repeat what you said?
I'm with you. I say we want to go on a short break, but it seems that the network is really bad today. It's really affecting a lot of things.
Yeah.
Mr. Obinna, are you still there? Mr. Obinna, are you still there?
I'm here. I'm backstage. I'm following.
Okay.
I am following.
From what the last speaker said, Mr. Mela, it's obvious that Sterling Global Resources has not been meeting up with their social responsibilities in Agwa. It's very clear, and that is not a good one. Then he made a point that Sterling's activity has been affecting Agwa, and that takes me back to, in regard to what he said, agriculture, that is Agwa being an agrarian society. I would like to ask you, because recalling years back, we used to have bountiful yields in our farm produces, but since let me say since early 2005, 26, 27, and thereabout, we experience a decline in our yield. Do you think that as an environmentalist, do you think that the activities of the oil being exploited or drilled in Agwa is affecting our soil?
All right. Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, if you can hear me. Thank you for that question. I would like to start this way. Asking for benefits or what you should expect from an oil company in Agwa is like asking somebody to help you bring you back to normalcy when you have decided to destroy your means of livelihood. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Go on.
All right.
Go on. We are with
Okay.
you. I can hear you.
Fine. Fossil fuel, just like the oil and gas we talk about, they are categorized as non-renewable energy. What does that mean? It means that it deposits and accumulates over a long period of time. Then these people start mining it. And when it is accumulating and being deposited, you find out that there are certain nutrients that this oil, or in its crude form, gives to the plants. That is a major agricultural community. There is this nutrient that is added to the soil by this accumulation, whatever. But when it is being drilled out, everything about agriculture is affected. And not just agriculture, even the pollution. You talk about the pollution, talk about the noise, talk about so many health challenges that is attributed to exploitation and exploration of oil. So what am I trying to say here? If in last 3 years, if you check the cassava yield of Mbala, majorly the Umuisi Bala, whose their farm was close to the company itself, if you check their yield, you will see they came home with big cassava that is in size. In sizes, the cassava was just big. But unfortunately, when it is being grinded, you find out that it was like foam. If you open it, it looks like foam, which means the major nutrient that is needed for the yield of cassava has been taken away over time. If they started this exploitation if they started this mining in 26, like Olu Imo said, and coming to less than 20 years or 15 years later, and you're finding this kind of a thing, what do you think will happen over a 20-25 years time? That means there's not going to be anything like agriculture in Agwa in a few years to come. Look at what is happening in Ogoni, though we are not riverine area, but this will be a land version effect of exactly what is happening in Ogoni. We are going towards that. So agriculture, the health, the environment, everything that seems natural to man will be affected in a long run. So they are not living up to what they should be. Left to me, let me add this. Left to me, when they started, I said to myself, if I had the voice to take decisions on what happens, I don't think mining of oil would have taken place in our place in Agwa, because it is a real destroyer. And unfortunately, the companies have made it a cost that wherever you start mining oil, the people are forever in problem, not just from their environment, but even from themselves. So looking at all this, I think we are in for it, and it's a pity. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Obinna. Obinna is an environmentalist with an MSc holder, MSc degree rather. What our discussion today centers on a question is Agwa and Oyi community, and that has stemmed from what we've been seeing, a non-performing level of the Sterling Global Resources drilling oil in Agwa. And today we also talked about their impacts, the time they started, and the politics of oil in Agwa. Mr. Wisdom is one of Inside Agwa crew and also a co-anchor of this program. Mr. Wisdom, if you are there.
Okay. Okay, good morning, everybody. I believe we are giving you joy this weekend. Sorry for coming in late. I really appreciate our effort, and our viewers, you're welcome once again.
Okay, I would like you to ask Mr. Olu Imo if you are following up, and the questions should also capture the politics going on and particularly where the flow station of the oil is. Olu Imo, if you are there, Mr. Wisdom, you can take a question and ask him.
All right, Mr. Olu Imo, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so by virtue of your presentation and having been following you up from your analysis of what has been playing down in Agwa as regards to the oil exploration, somebody said oil exploitation. That was a mistake, but I want to place that statement to be a right one: oil exploitation, because of obvious reasons. However, you are the community liaison officer of Omo, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe that as a community liaison officer of this company representing your immediate community, you should have, to an extent, some powers, or maybe be in the decision-making table of this Sterling Oil Global Company. Precisely, I know why I'm calling Sterling, because at the moment it seems they are the only one operating in Agua, apart from other ones, Seplat and the Ajip thereabouts. So what is your impact from what you have complained so far, from what you have said that they are not living up to expectations? What is your impact in order to see that they are living up to expectations?
Thank you. For years now, from 2008 to 2000, from 2008, can you hear me? From 2008
Yes, go on.
to 2000 and from 2008 and 2020, Agwa don't have any concrete agreement with like MOU. Though there was a written MOU then that was signed, but the MOU didn't address by that time. They are still drilling. They are still drilling oil. They are still exploring oil, but they have not started this production the state they are today. So since then, there is no concrete agreement between the oil company and the host communities. Now in 2020, we through
It seems that Olu Imo is having a network glitches, and we may come back to him to have his final take on the topic of today. But then, is Mr. Saviour in the studio? Mr. Saviour, we can't see your signal. Okay, thank you. Is a good one to have Mr. Saviour. I call him Archbishop. Archbishop, you are welcome. Mr. Saviour, you are welcome. Mr. Saviour, if you can hear us, please lend your voice on the topic of today regarding the employment status of Sterling Global in Agwa. Can you hear us?
I think he's on the he's working on the express, so he should just stay one place so that he can be able to take his stand. Okay, that's is actually disrupting his network.
Okay. Okay. Let's go back to Olu Imo again. Olu Imo.
Okay.
Let's go back to Olu Imo. Olu Imo, are you there?
I wasn't even done with my
Olu Imo,
question
are
to
you
Olu Imo,
there?
but he should just respond anyway.
Yes, that's what I want to call his attention. Olu Imo, are you there? Oh no, today's network is something else.
It's
Olu Imo,
something
are you
else. It's
there?
something else.
Okay, the location of Saviour is actually disrupt flow here. Um, Olu Imo, are you there? Mr. Chima, you can mute.
No, no.
Mr. Chima, please could you slide in and save your thing? Yeah, okay, better. Olima, are you there? Okay, let's go to Mr. Obinna to have his final take on the program. Obinna, are you
Okay.
still with us?
Yeah, I'm with
All
you.
right.
I'm with you.
Okay, Mr.
Thank you very
Obinna,
much.
from your background, it's obvious that Agwa is already in, as in being affected environmentally as regards to oil drilling in Agwa. We want to take your final wrap on the show. What do you think should be the next
So,
step, or should be the engagement between Agwa and Sterling Global as regards to the impact factor of their activities? Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I still want to maintain the usage of that word exploitation. We are still being exploited right from yes, right from
Violent
right from
man.
right from the inset. Because take a look at what we've been saying. Someone talked about politics. That means there was a carefully taken decision to subtract some parts of Agua from the host communities, whatever, so that it will have a limited few, there are just three villages being the host to something as that big with such environmental impact. And let me even start. Let me tell you this. There was no environmental impact assessment that was taken there. Even if it was taken, it is on theory. Nothing came in the practical. Because if it ever happened, that means Agua as a whole would have been part of the MOU or GMOU that was taken or has been taken. But unfortunately, there has been a carefully thought out plan to remove these communities from what is happening, these other villages. So now, what I like your question, what do I think should be done? I think the first thing to do is to find a ground, a means, and bring the whole villages in Agua to have a united force, I keep saying this, a united force, because when we come together and reason, we'll think this way, then I believe the oil.
Mr. Obinna, what is happening to your network? Okay. Network has not been friendly today. Network has not been friendly today, but regardless of that, we'll continue. Let's go to Mr. Mela. Mela, if you are there. Mela, are you there? Are you there, Mr. Mela? Chukwudi. Can we have Olu Imo? Can we have Olu Imo? Mr. Chima, are you there? Mr. Chima, are you there? Wow. Today network is something else. All right, viewers, we are still on with our topic today is Agwa and Oil Clan. Of course, this is inside Agwa Weekend Digest. It's unfortunately that we are having the war, and that has really affected our contributions from our viewers, as well, the guests in the studios. Can we have Olu Imo? Olu Imo, if you are there, can we have you? Okay.
All right. I had an issue.
Mr. Obinna is back. Obinna,
Yeah.
just wrap up. In a minute.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I had a network glitch. I think, like I said, forming a formidable force first, a united formidable force, so that we can look at the oil company will look at Agwa and say, yes, we are dealing with Agwa. We are not dealing with Umofeke. We are not dealing with Mbala. We are not dealing with Omombo as a single communities. We are dealing with Agwa as a community. You see, Agwa, we have people. Agwa have people that can come in and say one or two, and you see the people standing up to their. I think the major problem we have is the politics. Because of my time, I wouldn't want to start straining it or taking much longer. So, but one thing that is necessary now is having a united force called Agwa. Let Agwa become the oil community that it should be, and not some villages in Agwa forming to be oil communities. Why we are getting nothing, only getting the negative impact from what is happening in our place. So I still retain the fact that we are still being exploited by those who are mining our oil in Agwa. Thank you very much. My name is Jumbo Obinna. Thank you for having me.
Okay, and we would like to take the view of Mr. Saviour Abiaziem. Saviour, if you are there, let's hear you. Saviour Abiaziem, if you are there, let's have your take on the topic. Hello, Mr. Saviour Abiaziem. Can you hear us? Can you hear me? All right, our viewers would like to go back to Mela to give us his final take on the topic.
Okay. My final take on this topic is simple. Can you hear me?
Mela, are you there?
I'm there. Can you hear me?
Okay, Mela, in 1 minute, just give us your final take on the topic as what you think should be the discussion engagements between Agwa and Sterling Global Resources.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, go on.
All right. I think the only solution, because our people will say that except that we can rectify any other thing.
Of course.
If we must rectify this thing, I think we should go back to the foundation, because the foundation is faulty. Going back to the foundation, we have no time, so I wouldn't like to be talking about the MOU and every other thing. But I think we have representatives. An MOU, any memorandum of understanding, is also subject to ratification or ratifying after some period of time, because change is constant. So I think we must start from seeing the MOU
That's
between
review.
Agwa or the host communities like Mbala, Umofik, and Domo, and these oil companies. I think that is what I can say for now. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mela, for your final take on the topic of today. Mr. Olu Imo, are you there? Is Olu Imo still with us? All right. It's understandable that today's program has been badly affected by network, virtually affecting our contributors. But regardless, we are talking today on the topic is Agwa an oil clan, and the guest we brought in the studio, if you have been following on, has actually done justice to the topic. But there's one silent question that we should be asking ourselves, or we should be thinking in that line, and that is a question that has to do: how has this oil company been dealing with us? What are the things that really make Agwa infactual to say that we are oil company, we are oil land? Some of our guests here, it does show that actually Agwa is an oil clan, and in theory, not in practical. In theory, not in practical, and that calls for a proper engagement with the state governments and the Agwa Central Union, be the uh, organization in Agwa, that when you talk other stakeholders should come in and properly engage telling global, because the oil environmental exploration, but getting oil clan. And today, Mr. Obinna Jumbo is a training environmentalist, and also want to thank Prince Madoba, is a publisher of Olu Imo newspaper. It's an online newspaper anywhere, and a reporter of a Statesman newspaper in Imo State. Mr. Mela is a student of chemical engineering at Federal University of Technology, Imo State, Owerri. Also, unfortunately, I couldn't get the contribution of Saviour Abiaziem, who is one of our guests today also, but want to say a big thank you for him for accepting our offer and making effort to join the program, but was hampered by network. To my fellow anchor, Comrade Wisdom Ugwebu, thank you. If you are still there, you can say hi. Okay. Okoro Mayode, also want to thank you for today. Join us the same time next week as we take on online news. Thank you very much.